This your boy D Noseball back with another video. Say, man, now, they need some changes. The Denver Nuggets are absolutely cooked right now. They need to make some major changes. I done cooked up some trades, two trades to be exact, to get the Nuggets back on schedule so they could contend again. Because this ridiculous, bro. You got Nikola Jokic, who is too good to not be a top two seed. So it's time for some trades, bro. And of course, Michael Porter Jr. is going to be the centerpiece. He just got to go. The chemistry is not. He just never looks like they want to play with him, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think the Nuggets like Michael Porter Jr. I just don't. I just don't. And I think Jamal Murray is kind of cooked as a second, like as a super second option. If Jamal Murray is your second option, that's not good enough no more based on his current play and how he's played like over the summer and in last year's playoffs. He's just not good enough to be like a super second option. And it's just time for them to bring in some real help. Now, we seen they're 0-2. The Nuggets are 0-2. They lost to the Clippers yesterday. And they first game they lost to OKC. And it was kind of not even close, the game to OKC. The OKC game in particular showed me the gap between OKC and the Nuggets. Like it's a gap between them and a top team in the West. I don't even think it's only two games, but the Nuggets is far down in the standings, bro. And it's time to right this ship. So I cooked up some trades. First trade is Zach Lavine. Yep. Zach Lavine. Everybody is so disrespectful to Zach Lavine, bro. Like, I don't even know where the Zach Lavine slander has came from. Zach Lavine never was supposed to be a number one guy on the championship team. It just so happened when he was traded to Minnesota. I mean, when he was traded from Minnesota to Chicago, that's just kind of what happened. And then he linked up with DeMar DeRozan, another guy who's not a number one on the championship team, and Nikola Vucevic, who's another guy who's never a number one on the championship team. And they formed a mid three that looked pretty good with Lonzo and all that. Zach Levine been putting up stats his whole career, but Zach Levine, in my opinion, even though he's always been a top five shooting guard, not always, but he's been a top five shooting guard in his prime, that doesn't mean he's a number one option on a championship team. I think he's a great complimentary player, though. I think he's a great complimentary player, especially I think he can complement um Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets by far better than a lot of these players, man. Zach Levine he flirts with 40, 50, 90. If his free throw percentage was up, then he would be a 40, 50, 90 type of guy. He's just so efficient, like as a scorer. And then he's a good catch and shoot player. He's athletic. He can run. And I think he will fit perfect next to Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and Aaron Gordon. And the centerpiece of this trade will be Michael Porter Jr. Like MPJ and like Hunter Tyson. Bye. Bring in Zach Levine. He probably had to give a pick too, but at this point, the Nuggets need to quit stacking picks because it's not even that I hate they role players. They just need more firepower when it comes to scoring the ball. And I think Zach Levine is the definition of instant offense. He's a professional scorer, man. Say what you want about Zach Levine, his availability at times, his defense at times, possibly his playmaking isn't the best. But that boy is a bucket. And I don't know where y'all been. I don't know what y'all been watching. But if you've been watching the Nuggets lately, they need some buckets, man. They need buckets. And he doesn't need to take 100 shots to get those buckets. Right now, Zach Levine is at 25 points a game. He's only been like 3 games, but still 25 points a game, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists, and he's shooting 56% from the field. Like, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Like, we gonna have to quit acting like Zach Levine is some bum out here, man. We have to quit acting like he's some bum, and he's shooting like 48% from three. So just imagine Jamal Murray, Zach Levine, and you can put Christian Brown or Peyton Watson, whoever y'all want to close with, Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic. Me personally, I just would still go Christian Brown because I think Christian Brown's still athletic enough. He can guard some threes. He can guard some threes. And if not, put Peyton Watson in. Let him guard the threes. Let Zach Lavine guard some three. Like it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I just think that added offense, and you can play him with second units. Because I don't. That's another thing I've been worried about with Jamal Murray. He can't hold down a second unit. He can't be the centerpiece of a second unit anymore. Jamal Murray, I get he played pretty good against the Clippers. I think he had like 22 points. I think he was like 50% from the field, something like that. But it's just not good enough no more, bro. Like he's lost the step. He's lost his jumper. The thing that made Jamal Murray so special to me, especially as a second option, was he was a get bucket guy who scored like a volume scorer, but he was efficient. So it wasn't volume. I feel the same way about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving kind of looks like he's going to become a volume guy instead of a guy who's efficient. And that's what made both those players really good to me. They both were efficient. They were swaggy, get a bucket guys. They were guards, but they were super efficient. The efficiency drop off from Jamal Murray and Kyrie Irving, that's the thing that's kind of making them not look as good now that they're just not as efficient. And I think Zach Lavine is an efficient scorer, and he would come in, he would help relieve some of that pressure on Jamal Murray. So hey, I'll take it, bro. Like the Nuggets should take it, they should look into it. But Zach Lavine, the second guy that I would trade to the Denver Nuggets if I had a choice, Brandon Ingram. Yes, Brandon Ingram. And for the same reasons, I think Zach Lavine is probably a cleaner fit, but Brandon Ingram still provide a lot. And he's bigger. So it's like he's a better size fit. Like just imagine Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Brandon Ingram, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. Another, you have to give up Zeke Naji and Michael Porter Jr., of course. But I think this is another trade that will make them dangerous. This is a guy who can be real life. He can really hold down a second unit. It kind of like how DeMar DeRozan is with Sacramento. Like he can hold down the second unit. He can be a complimentary scorer. He can be a go-to scorer. If the ball gets stuck in his hands, he can actually do something with it. You can space the floor. I think he can. He catch and shoot. I think he's good enough to be a catch and shoot player. That's what probably one of my biggest things with Brandon Ingram. Can he catch and shoot good enough to be on this Nuggets team? And will he be fine with being like the second guy at times, being the third guy at times? Because I don't know. Brandon Ingram gets a little iffy when he has to share scoring responsibilities. But I still think this will be a great fit for the Nuggets, a great fit for Brandon Ingram. If he just likes to hoop, this will be a good spot for him to just hoop, retract, up his value because he's only on a 1-year contract. And I think if you give up a first round pick, Zeke Naji, Michael Porter Jr. to bring in a Brandon Ingram, I think it'll be worth it because they'll be right back to title favorites in my opinion. Just because I love the size fit. Like, pause. But I would love the size fit of Ingram next to all those guys in Denver. I think there'll be another guy that could take some pressure off Jamal Murray as the second option on certain nights. Even on some nights, you can make Brandon Ingram the first option. You can rest Nikola Jokic probably because you can just put a lot of scoring load on Brandon Ingram and Jamal Murray. And I just you got to bring somebody in. If I had to choose between Ingram and Lavine, part of me kind of really wants Lavine, but then it's like the size of Brandon Ingram, the one-on-one scoring of Brandon Ingram, especially how that could look in the playoffs. Um, I kind of lean towards Zach Lavine just because the off-ball scoring and the efficiency. But then I wouldn't mind Brandon Ingram because of the size, the one-on-one scoring. So I don't know, but they definitely need to make some kind of move, and Michael Porter Jr. needs to be out of there. That's just me. Now, let me know in the comments which one of these trades you like the most, if you even like these trades. Who should the Nuggets look to trade for? Who should they trade? Um, is it too soon to try to make a move. Just let me know how y'all feel about the Nuggets and can they still be contenders without a trade? I'm just asking questions because the Clippers game, I like what I seen from Christian Brown. I like what I seen from Julian Strawther, but it's still just not enough. And Jamal Murray doesn't look like he's going to be threatening to crack 30 on any given night like he used to. So I think that's the biggest problem. They just need more buckets because Aaron Gordon looks great. Aaron Gordon is amazing. I think Aaron Gordon is the second best player on the Nuggets at this current moment in time. Sorry, Jamal, but I think Aaron Gordon is the second most important player on the Denver Nuggets. And I just think they need to bring in more scoring. And I think with the Michael Porter Jr. contract, he's already a bad fit. You bring in a guy like Ingram, you bring in a guy like Zach Lavine. I think it's low risk, high reward just because you're losing MPJ. I get it. MPJ is a big wing that stretches the floor, can get hot, but they need more than that, man. They need more than just pure, strictly just shooting. And I think the vibes will be better with Zach Lavine and Brandon Ingram because I don't think Jamal Murray for sure likes MPJ. But let me know how y'all feel in the comments. This your boy Diddy Knows Ball. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Your boy is out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can look comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.